Hey everyone, and thank you so much for watching today's video. In this video I'm going to show you how I created this colorful smoky cut crease. So let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is prime my eyelids, and I'm gonna use this eyeshadow primer, which is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I will make sure to put all the products I used today in the description bar, because I actually lost all the files where I show which products I use, which is so annoying. But regardless, I will just make sure to link everything in the description bar, so this way you will still know what specific products I have used. So I'm using this primer all over the eyelid, and I used a Sigma P84 brush to apply that. Then I'm gonna take this white color from the palette that is in collaboration with PüR Cosmetics and RawBeautyKristi. As you can see, this is such an amazing pigmented white color, so I wanted to use this for underneath the brow bone. I'm actually gonna play with a different palette for all the eyeshadows, but that palette didn't include a white shade like this one, so I just decided to use this palette because I've actually really enjoyed playing with the PüR Cosmetics and RawBeautyKristi palette. I've done 2 videos using it, which I will make sure to link down in the description bar in case you missed it. But now I'm going in with this palette, which is by Bperfect Cosmetics and Stacey Marie Mua. This is their new palette, which is incredible. And I'm starting with this light lime color, and I'm gonna blend this in the inner corner of my eye. I want to create a sort of rainbow transition by applying different colors in the crease. I'm starting with this shade, and then at the outer end of the eyelid we're gonna transform into purple. I have done similar eye looks like this, and I just really like this technique because it's really easy. You just make sure that you kind of blend the different shades to kind of look close to each other, and then you go in with an even different shade, and this way you can get like a rainbow effect, which I really like. So now I went in with a mixture of kind of like an aqua blue shade and a greenish shade, and the combination looks really beautiful together, and I'm just blending it next to that lime color. Then now for the next shade, I'm going in with the color Lagoon, which is kind of like an ocean blue shade, really pretty, and blending this in the center of the crease. Then now next I'm gonna take this blue color, which kind of has a purple undertone. It's called The Deep, and I'm going to use a more bigger brush for the outer V, and I'm gonna make like circular motions and blend this all the way at the outer end of the eyelid. Then I'm switching to a tinier brush, which I think is the Morphe M504, focusing a little bit more precisely. That's the word I was searching for. Sometimes just working with a tinier brush is just easier, and then now I'm going back in with the bigger brush and continue to blend. Like sometimes I just go back and forth with tinier brushes, then I pick up bigger brushes, but for that specific area I just found it easier to use a tiny brush. And I'm going in with this dark purple shade, which I don't think made a huge difference. If you recreate this makeup look, you can definitely skip it, but it will make the outer V just a little bit darker, as you can see. You can also go straight in with a black eyeshadow, which I'm gonna do as well. But now that I actually look at it, I do think it makes a difference. So forget what I was saying, do this step, continue blending. It has actually been a while ago since I filmed this video, so I have kind of forgotten everything that I did, and I thought this wouldn't really make a difference, but now that I look at it, it actually does make a difference. It will make the transition from the green in the inner corner towards the dark purple in the outer corner look even more abstract, which I really like. So I just continue to blend. Also, you can see me blending it a little bit above the lash line as well, which is gonna create a really cool smoked effect, which I will continue to do later on, but I will You will see that later in the video. And I'm taking the color Black Beach with a Morphe M506 brush and blending a little bit more of that in the outer end of the eyelid and also slightly above the lash line. To make it even more darker, it takes a lot of steps, as you have seen. Like, this eye look is not your typical everyday quick eye look, so yes, it does require a lot of steps. It will take you some time, especially the first time when you create this, but this is more of an eye look when you want to get a little bit more creative, take your time with it. And yes, it's gonna require a lot of steps, but the end result will be worth it. So yeah, sometimes when I film an eye look like this, I'm like, another step, and I'm kind of feeling like this might upset you guys. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. An eye look like this is just gonna take some time, so I hope you guys understand that. So I went in with a little bit of concealer underneath the outer end of the eyelid just to clean it up and make it look more clean and sharp. You should definitely try this if your outer V of the eye is looking a little bit messy around it. The concealer will just make everything look sharp and clean. Yeah, it just makes a huge difference, and ever since I started doing this, I always do this because you can see it left me with a really sharp edge, which looks really good. So then I went back in with the white color, which I used earlier from the RawBeautyKristi and PüR Cosmetics palette. Applied a little bit more of that underneath the brow bone. Then I'm going in with a flat brush. The one I'm using is by MAC Cosmetics. It's the 242 brush. And I applied a little bit of concealer on it. I'm using the MAC Cosmetics the MAC Cosmetics Prolongwear concealer in the shade NC15, which is the lightest shade that they have from this concealer. And I'm going to carve the crease, which is gonna create that cut crease effect. Take your time with this. I mean, the more time you take, the more sharper the line is gonna look. Definitely take your time with this step specifically because this is kind of going to decide how your cut crease is gonna look. So if you just take your time with this and really focus on making the line look as sharp as possible, everything after this is just gonna be super easy, and it's gonna be really hard to mess it up afterwards. I really hope that makes sense. Now, of course, I do the same thing at the other side, and then after creating the shape of my cut crease, I'm going in with a clean brush and kind of smudge my brush back and forth to make sure that the edges of the concealer are kind of blending into the eyeshadow and that there's no sticky concealer anymore. Kind of like picking up the excess concealer, if that makes sense. Now I'm going in with some white eyeshadow, again, same as I used underneath the brow bone, and packing this on the inner corner of the eyelid. I just love this eyeshadow because it's so white and it's just gonna look so good at the end because the white is really gonna pop. Then I'm going in with the color Tahiti, which is a beautiful kind of lilac purple shade, and I'm kind of like tapping this on the eyelid. And I'm not gonna apply it like in a straight line. You can see that I'm kind of making a curve. I don't know how to explain this, but you can see I'm kind of like creating a not so straight line, if that makes sense. I really don't know the English word, but you guys can see what I'm doing, and I really love the effect that it gives. It's almost like a smudged wing liner, but not at the place where you would normally create your eyeliner, but on the eyelids, if that makes sense. And then I went in with the color Lilac, which is a really light pink color, and applying that in between the white color and the purple, and this is gonna create the transition in between the white and the purple to make everything look really nicely like an ombre. It goes from white to purple, but like really seamlessly and nicely blended out. You won't be able to see any harsh lines anymore, and that's what we want. We want everything to look really nicely blended out like a piece of art, and by doing so you have to apply lighter shades next to darker shades to create that nice transition effect, which I love, especially for eye looks like this. You can see a close-up right now of how everything is looking right now, and I'm really satisfied. Then now I'm going in with a liquid liner, which is by NYX Cosmetics. It's called the Matte Liquid Liner, which is my favorite drugstore eyeliner. It just looks super black, which I love. Then I went in with a green pencil in the one line, but I quickly changed my mind actually. I will change that into a purple and then I will change it into a black. I was just having kind of, I just didn't know how I felt about this green pencil in the waterline basically. So I used some black underneath the lower lash line, and then I went in with this greenish shade, blending this underneath the lower lash line as well, kind of like in the center underneath the lower lash line. Then I'm going in with this purple blue shade, which we used earlier for the crease as well, blending this more at the outer corner underneath the lower lash line, and also kind of connecting the outer V with the lower lash line by blending it upwards. And then I used a lash curler. Now if you recreate this makeup look and you're like, oh, I really like that green in the waterline, of course you can recreate this and keep it that way, but I'm actually gonna change it at the end. So I use lashes which are by Bperfect Cosmetics as well, and I used lash glue from, I don't remember the name. It's Duo Lash Glue actually, it's for sensitive eyes, that's the one. Oh yeah, now you can see that I'm using a purple pencil in the waterline, which looks really cool, but I don't know, I was just not feeling it. I didn't like how it looked. I felt like it was a little bit too crazy. So here you can see the end result with the black pencil. Definitely let me know in the comments what you liked more. Did you like the green pencil in the waterline? Did you like the purple or the black? Let me know. Also let me know if you're gonna try it out. Are you gonna give it a go? I know it's kind of a lot of work and maybe it looks very intimidating, but please give it a go. Tag me on social media if you do recreate it. I will love to see your recreations, and if you don't recreate it, I still hope you enjoyed this video and hopefully it gave you somehow some inspiration for a makeup look. And yeah, that was the end of the video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. This is really helpful for my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. And thanks again for watching. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye!